Welcome back to Courtside Comparisons, presented by NerdWallet, joined by first-time guest, Patrick Beverley.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming.
No
We're
problem.
happy to have you. I want to start by shouting out your podcast, the Pat Bev Pod
Appreciate
with Rome.
that. Thank you.
But you said something on there that I thought was interesting. You said that you thought you were going to love Philly before you started playing for the Sixers. And then you talked about how it's sort of exceeded your expectations even. People told you were going to love it, but you love it maybe even more than you thought that you might.
No.
Why?
First I think you have to go with work. Like, I enjoy coming to work every day. I enjoy my colleagues. Obviously, the people who don't play basketball there, the people in the training staff, the people around the organization. So I think, when you're able to come to work and be yourself and enjoy coming to work and enjoy getting better and, help building relationships off the basketball court, I think it makes the city that much fun. And you add that into, some of the best fans that I ever played in front of. And mixed with, a lot of good basketball, a lot of winning games, it's a perfect recipe to what's not to like about it,
You've been a part since your youth of some pretty elite basketball cultures, right? How does Philadelphia basketball culture compare to some of the other ones that you've been part of?
I just think it's, it's Philly against everybody. I think that's the mindset. I mean, at least that's what I take from it. You rarely see anybody with a different color jersey on. The intros, you hear they announce 5 players, everyone yells out they suck. I love it. So obviously it's going to be some shit talking with the Philly fans, which I love too. They got your back. I haven't had a bad experience with a fan yet. So I'm with Philly.
You played in this building as an opponent for years, 15, 16 years before you became a Philadelphia 76er. What's the experience like being an opponent in that building versus being a Sixer?
It was always tough to kind of play here and kind of win here, obviously, over the past couple of years. So the environment, and that's not just only the players. I think that's just players and the environment. But the environment helps. The crowd is on you. They know basketball. They know good basketball. Like, you better not miss 2 free throws or they gonna get on you. You better not shoot an air ball or they gonna be on your ass. So, that's Philly for you, though.
You've also talked about how much you enjoy Nick Nurse practices and the culture that he fosters within a practice. What stands out about this practice culture with this team?
I just think he's a perfectionist, right? I think he's a guy who doesn't leave one rock unturned. He crosses every T, dots every I. He's ultra prepared, and he does not skip steps. Like, been in this business, obviously, with coaching. I think he was with Toronto for a decade. He's won a championship with them. With that pedigree with coaching, it's easy to not go hard as the day before or not bring the same intensity as training camp. He doesn't skip steps. It's the same intensity that we started with since we had training camp. And as a professional, and as a veteran, you respect that.
Mo Bamba said on the first day that you sat down with me on media day right before training camp that you're someone that leads from the front. And watching you now in those practices and then in games, I totally understand what he means, the way that you speak to your coaches and your teammates in practice and on the floor. When did that start for you? Because you were a young guy in this league that had a lot of experience before you got into the NBA. But when do you remember becoming that leader from the front, and how did you get to the point where you are today?
Well, I don't know. I was the only child growing up in a long time, so they say only childs make some of the best leaders. I had to say from a little kid, but I don't know. I always knew basketball. I always knew how to play it. I always knew the deeper meaning behind basketball. I always, I was infatuated with winning. And I think when you have all that, it forces you to. I'm all about the right too. I'm not into stats. I'm not into beating records. I'm all into winning. And when you have that and the respectable word, people kind of look for you to kind of lead, and I just take it. I take my leadership job role very serious, and it's all about winning with me.
You, in the last few years, have worked with some young players that have become already greats in this league. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Anthony Edwards, now Tyrese Maxey. And you said something interesting the other day. You said that you feel really lucky to just be sort of a small part in the person and star that he's becoming. And I think a lot of people, other teammates have expressed that. People on staff certainly feel that way. It's been like this privilege to sort of watch him rise. Take us sort of inside that relationship that you have with him, whether it's in practice or in the games. What's it been like to sort of be up close and personal with someone that clearly admires you a lot?
First of all, we play the same position, right? Just me having experience, me being, seeing a ton of, throughout my basketball career. And I'm not the type of people that, if I have knowledge, I'm going to give you knowledge. If I don't know some shit, I'm going to get the answer. And when I get the answer, then I give you some more knowledge. But I'm just a real black and white type of dude. I'm not really harping on the things he don't do well. I'm the guy who's, embrace the things you do well, and build from there. I mean, we play video games together, but, I'm a fat nerd anyway. That comes natural. So that's the easy part. But, I come with a lot of love. Like, I don't come with, I'm not here to take away. I'm here to add, So it's easy to listen to me if I have some advice because, I'm not here to do anything but help.
When you look back, though, at your last few stops at this lineage of sort of great guards that you've been helping grow along your path, do you feel like a sense of pride when you watch them succeed?
No. It's just, that's how the game is supposed to be, how it's supposed to be played, and from, it's shocking that, it's some veterans out here now that, just won't do that. Pride to kill them, and it's some veterans I had, I wish I would have had better relationships with, coming in the league, that would have kind of fast forwarded my career, so I just always like to be something that, I always wanted. And I look at myself as, one of the perfect vets because, I'm a person that would love to have me in their corner, you know what I'm saying?
You're paying it forward, right? Like, and this stuff ends up showing dividends. Like, you don't know who's coming in that's going to say that Tyrese was a vet to them like you were to him. Like, you see that cyclical thing happen. So, speaking of Tyrese and winning and all the things that you pride yourself in, let's look at some highlights. And you've said it a few times.
You got to raise that brightness on there.
I will. You want to play well and win.
Yeah.
So, as much as I wanted to dive into your Boston career high tying performance, I didn't think you'd want to. I wanted to go into a couple wins.
Okay.
So we're going to do the Lakers. We're going to do Washington. I don't think it's any coincidence that in the two largest wins in terms of point differential for your team this season, you had great games in both of them.
So I'm coming in the game, I think I've only made 4 threes total season. So I'm understanding that the defense is going to give me open three-pointers rather than, Joel the ball in the paint. So coming in this Laker game, I think I had a talk with Nurse and some of the coaching staff. They wanted me to shoot more. And that was the first thing. First thing I seen, if a guy goes under, I'm letting it fly. And that's kind of what happened right there. We got a play set up for Tyrese Maxey coming out the corner for a three-point shot. And that was just a good screen by Marcus Morris and a good screen by P. Reed. You see Marcus Morris clipped him. P. Reed got a little end number right there, gave him an open bucket. ATO, ATO means after timeout, little ATO we run to get me Maxey going, the ball without a live dribble, getting to where he wanted to get to. We in the first quarter, and they trapped Tyrese, and I think he made the wrong read. I think he kicked it out. I don't know. We got a good shot, so I go to him after the quarter, telling him, yo, they trapped you. The corner gonna be wide open. Instantly, as soon as I tell him, he makes the right play. The very next play, his corner wide open. It's a good read by him.
And as time goes on, he's drawing so much more attention, too. So, when you see people making choices that aren't going towards you,
I gotta make
what does that feel like?
I just be a basketball player. I'll take a whole bunch of open threes. My teammates and my coaches believe in me, so, yeah, you want to give me an open three, I'll take them all day. That's good dribble penetration by Marcus Morris. I think he hit Reese. Reese punch a hole. I know they don't want him to score. They're going to give up something. They're going to give away me, so I have to just make them pay for open three. Nothing too serious there. Some young players that kind of shoot that, that's the right play. So trusting your teammates, especially at that young age. Boom, he penetrate, collapse, I fake it, get the defense shifted. He come back, hit Trey. Just playing basketball the right way.
How long does it take to develop this type of chemistry with someone?
I don't know. It's easy. I mean, he comes from a good branch of coaching, obviously, in Kentucky. He spent some time with Doc. Obviously, he's played with some good, point guards with James Harden. He's played with MVP, so he has a lot of seasons already. It's nothing special. A little challenge three. I see him laying off real quick. I had to make a move for a little separation and kind of got it. I was able to get it over the bid. Shot that I work on.
Yeah, you talked about it. I think it was right before this game. You said that Nurse came over to you and said, I want you to shoot more.
Yeah.
This type, catch and shoot, whatever it was, right?
Yeah. And he said I could pick him too.
Yeah, speak on that confidence that Coach gives you when he says,
I mean, they see me shoot every day, so, it's not like I'm a bad shooter at all. They see me shoot. They see the work I put in. But just, hearing that, as a player, regardless of how old you are, hearing that as a player gives you a ton of confidence, so it always feels good. Penetration, we knew they were playing zone mostly the whole game. Got him to commit, and Kelly in the corner for an easy three.
How nice has it been to have Kelly back?
Always good. He's an underrated defender too. A lot of people don't know that. I can kind of rest and put me on somebody else. Kind of put him on the main guy to get him activated, get his legs back going. So it's good having him back out there. He's a great offensive rebounder too.
This might come off as a silly question, but
no such thing as a silly question.
Okay, fine. So as someone that's never played point guard in the NBA or in life, right? To me, I look at this as you get the ball and you immediately know that his guy has left him or isn't paying that much attention or he's going to be the most open. How do you assess that on the floor so quickly?
So we running a play called A. I hit the guard. The guard hits the 5-man. 5-man gives me the ball. The other guard is running baseline, which is Tyrese. And it's supposed to be a screen, but they clogged it up. But if I know all the attention's on Tyrese and I know Joel's right there, it's 4 people right there. I know someone on his backside is going to be open. So I'm actually just reading Kuz. If Kuz make a little step towards Kelly, I'm going to dime it to Marcus. If he doesn't, I'm going to just hit Kelly and they go make the right play. The game is easy. Just hit the open man. But the defense has shifted. Look how much attention Joe gets, There's 4 people over there. Just step into a shooter, let it fly.
And you've been on the opposing defense against Joel many times. You know what it's like to try to help cover him, right?
A handful.
How different is it to be on his side?
A beauty. Oh, my goodness. It is a pleasure to be on the receiving end of this. But Nurse does a great job with spacing every day. We work on our spacing every day, so.
I mean, you're right, because these guys have to make a decision now, seeing Joel go that way.
And if you're a smart team, you'd rather have Pat Bell shooters than Joel shooters. I understand that coming in the game, but now it's just up to me to use that knowledge and use it against teams that we play. Again, Joe right here. I know they helping. I'm not gonna cut. Let them make a decision. Easy play. Just hit the open man. Great pass, on time, on target.
How much better has Joel gotten at this, right? He's
know.
watching.
I haven't been here. I wasn't here last year, so. But he's really. I mean, I think he's career high in assists right now. So, he's been making the right play. Just hit the open man. Easy game. So this play was crazy. Pauses. So it's a timeout. We're running something. Nurse goes, "Hey Pat, I need another 3 before the quarter over with." This little shit that no one, people really even talk about or even know. He calls me over. I walk down and like, "Pat, man, I need another 3. I need you to shoot another 3 before the quarter's over with." I said, "All right, Nurse, I got you." I play it. Come back, throw me the ball. Nurse said, "You want me to shoot, fellas?" Give me the rock. Boom. As soon as I make it, I point right at him. Boom. Yeah.
And when those conversations happen, does Tyrese know that
Nobody.
Command was given?
No, He just tell me. But, that shows the confidence in your coach, too, so.
And obviously the confidence that your point guard has in you because he's looking at Joel first.
Yeah, but again, that's what all the attention they get. Look, collapse on Joel. Make the right play, just step into it, squeeze it. It's a good play that we run. We call it snap. A little downstream for Kelly. They didn't have anything. I know Gal got slow feet. Slow feet don't eat in this league. So I had to make a play. Here, Gal, come in. Oh, and 1. Stop hacking. Shout out to Gal, too. That's the homie. Yeah, he tried to kill me.
Not related necessarily to this play, but I was looking through your list of teammates over the last 16 years. What's it like when you go into every single game and you're going up against someone that's either a friend or a former rival or someone that you grew up with? Everybody.
Yeah.
What's that like? Not that many people have the experience of lasting in the league long enough to feel that.
I don't know. I kind of block it out. Obviously, I might know some tendencies and stuff they like to do, but when that ball up in the air, I don't really have no friends by my teammates. So I could have played, 5, 6 years with you. I could have played 30 games with you. But when that ball up and you don't got on my jersey, you enemy.
So with the exception of Joel, this is part of the unit that you run in practice all the time. And I wanted to ask you about
the Goon Squad.
The what?
Goon Squad.
The Goon Squad.
Yeah.
Tell us about the Goon Squad and the culture that I know you won't take credit for it, but the culture you've created among that group.
I mean, I think, on each team you have to have 9 or 10 starters, right? And you look at our team, we have 9 or 10 starters. Like Kelly was a starter. I was a starter my whole career. Marcus Moore was a starter his whole career. Rod Covington at some point was a starter. So we got 9 starters out there. So we know how to play the game, And you look at the unit we're going against really second-tier type of guys. So we should come in there and add a valuable extra punch to, what the first unit is doing. And that's what we try to do.
Just watch it one more time because it was cool.
Yeah, Gal was supposed to be a friend of mine. Tried to kill me. Yeah, that was good.
Your teammates were pumped.
No, everybody's pumped though. Even the success of others. Even our third string came in, gave us some energy. In that fourth quarter, everybody's happy for each other.
How
I think
rare
they
is
say this is like the closest net team that I'm just hearing from around. I wasn't here obviously, but it's the closest net group that people have been around the Sixers for a while. So that's always a pleasure to hear too.
It's probably true. You guys appear to be spending a lot of time together electively.
Yeah, we with each other. Yeah, it's real.
Well, good. I'm happy to hear it. Happy to see it.
Love
Pat,
that.
thank you for breaking down.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.